Hi everyone, it's Janelle from the Art Necklaces channel. Today I'm going to show you 10 ways you can use a link or connector charm to make a bracelet. And I'm going to be using these inspirational message connectors, but you can use any type of connector, anything that has a loop on each side like this, like one here and one here, or like this one. And just keep in mind, if you're using something like this rather than these loops are sometimes a little bit smaller than these here. These are a 4mm wide loop, and this one is about 2 to 2.5. So some of the ways I'm going to show you may not work on the smaller one, but most of them will. So the ones I've been using for years, and they have these fun inspirational messages engraved on them. They have a curve, so they're great for bracelet making, and the holes on the sides are a good size. They measure about 4mm, which is great for when you're trying to use a thicker cord or chain. And they're very quality. They're made of stainless steel, so they don't tarnish. And a question I get pretty often is, can you customize the message on them? And the answer is yes, but my manufacturer requires that you order at least 50 of any custom message. So if you're interested in that, you'll find my contact information in the description below. And also, these connectors are available on my website, yarnnecklaces.com. And I'll put a link to them and also some of the supplies I'm using today in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started. With this bracelet, I just added on some chain here. This one is like a heart chain, and you can add any type of chain you want here. If you can do like a thicker chain if you want it more masculine. You could even make these for men. You can also customize the clasp here. You can have a magnet clasp or a toggle clasp, whatever kind of clasp you like. These have an extender chain because I'm using a lobster clasp, and I think that's a good idea. So that way you can make it a little bit tighter, a little bit looser. This extender chain is about 1 inch, and you could do like 1 inch or 1.5 inches, whatever you like. So let me show you how this works. It's real simple. This is one of the easier ones. What you do is you just take all these and just put them together with your jump rings. So I'll just show you how it's all connected. And there's your first one. So then you just put it on your wrist like this and connect it with the clasp, and you're ready to go. Let's go on to the second one. This is the bangle bracelet, and it's also a real easy one to make. And the way you put it on is you just kind of squeeze this in, and it comes open like this. Then you can put it on your wrist, and then you just connect it back like that, and then you can wear it. So all you need is just a bangle like this, and I sell these on the website. And then to put it together, you're just going to clip this part on and use your tool here and just press down. And then you're ready to go. Super simple. So moving on to the next one. And our next one will be this leather wraparound bracelet. Now I buy these bracelets already made up like this, and then I just take them apart and put this on here. So this one has this little, it's not a magnet clasp, but it has this little thing here that kind of squeezes into this part, and it feels like it's sort of rubbery on the inside, so it stays real good. And it just wraps around your wrist. So I'll show you how that works. You just take it and wrap it around this way, wrap it around this way, and then connect them together. And then it lays flat like that. So what you're going to do is find the middle of this, which would be right here, and take your connector here, and you're just going to measure how much you want to cut off. So cut from like here and then cut on the other side. Then what you're going to do is take your Beacon 527 glue and use this in a well-ventilated area. It has a strong smell to it. And you're going to take your little end caps here and pour a little bit of glue in there. And then just squeeze this part in. And it should fit in perfectly. Do your other one. And then you'll just want to wait for that to dry. So we'll set that one aside for right now. Basically, when you're done, you're going to attach your jump ring to your connector and also to this. So it just ends up looking like this one. Real simple. So now we'll move on to our fourth way of making a connector bracelet. So for this bracelet, you will need some memory wire and also some beads in like coordinating colors, a round nose pliers, and a wire cutter. And what you're going to do is make one like this. And this one, what happens is you just wrap it around your wrist like this, and then you wear it like that. So you're going to need to cut your wire. You're going to do one full round and then also a 3/4 of a round. So you got one here and then you're going to go to 3/4 of one. Like you're starting at 12 o'clock, go all the way around and then go to like 9 o'clock. So like right here. And then you're going to do the same thing again. So go all the way around and then go 3/4 of the way, which would be like 9 o'clock, like right here. Then what you'll do is take each of these and you just want to make one loop on each side. So you're going to bend this back and take your round nose and make a loop. Then you may need to close it up with these kind of pliers. And then your other one, do the same thing. Then what you're going to do is just take your beads and just start stringing them on. So you want to get to where it goes all the way around, like 1.5 times around. So I'll end up stopping right here. So I'm just going to take some beads at random and just start stringing them on. So now that I'm at about 1.5 ways around, I'm going to take my pliers and bend this back. And then I'm going to trim this off so that I can make another loop. So probably about there. And take it and just make another loop on the end. So then you want to connect it to your connector here. And you're going to take let's use these pliers here. Open it up and put it on your connector like that. And close it back up again. And then you just do the same thing for the other side. And now I'm finished on the other side, so we'll just do the same thing. And we'll connect it on our other side and close up the loop. And now you have that bracelet done. Our fifth bracelet is the crocheted wraparound bracelet, and I have a full tutorial on how to do this one, and I'll put that in the link below. But this one's really cool because you just set it right here on your wrist and twist it underneath, put your hand through, and then put your hand through again, and then it's just like a little wraparound bracelet you can wear, and very comfortable, and the trellis ladder yarn is very durable, so it's a fun bracelet. The next one I have for you is the adjustable chain bracelet. Now, you may look at this like, how in the world does that work? But it's really simple. You just put your hand through here, like this, and just slide it on. And then you're going to take this clasp and then just clip it onto any of these chains here. So it can be just as tight as you want or loose as you want. So pretty nice functional way to make a bracelet. For this one, you're just going to need a chain, and this one is about 7 inches long, and this fits my wrist, which is about 6.5 inches wide. So if you have a smaller wrist, you can go a little shorter. If you have a longer wrist, you can go longer. And this one, you just put everything together. So we're just going to take our jump rings, and we're going to slip them through the chain, and then slip it onto one of our links, and then connect it. And then from there, you want to take this side of the chain and go from the back to the front like this and just slide it through. Then you can attach your lobster clasp to it. And there you go. And then you're ready to slide it like this. You can slide it on and then just clip it to whatever length you want on here. Our next bracelet is the BOLO or slider bead bracelet. So with this one, it looks like this when you're finished, and then you just slip this on over your hand, and then you can use this bead to make it tighter or looser. And it has like a rubbery inside, so it holds the chain real well. So with this one, you just connect the loops here to the loops on your connector. And that's it, and then you're ready to wear it. So this just slides out like this, slip it over your hand, and then slide it back to whatever length you want. And the next one is a leather strap snap bracelet. And this one, I don't actually make these, but I do sell these in my store. And I wanted to just show you that this would be a pretty easy thing to do if you had a snap tool, because basically it's just a piece of leather cord, and then you put a snap here, and then the other snaps that would snap into it here, and snap your little message plate on. So, and this one actually has 2 different snaps. So you have 2 different lengths. You can make it, this is be the wider one, and then this would be a little bit smaller, like that. So that's just another option too. The next one I want to show you takes a little bit more effort, but I think it turned out really cute. This is the macrame cord, and it's adjustable. You can just slide it like this. It has a little slide knot here. And macrame really isn't too difficult, so I'm going to show you just how to make this one. And I have half of it already made, so it'll go a little bit quicker. So I made this side already. And what you'll need is a piece of cord. I'm using like a cotton cord, and this is actually a metallic cotton cord. So I think it turned out really pretty. Kind of looks like a mermaid. And so you'll need 5 strands. You're going to need 2 30-inch strands and 2 20-inch strands and 1 10-inch strand. So with your 30-inch strand, you're going to take your 30-inch. I have mine already pre-cut. And you just want to find the midpoint of that. And then put it in here, like kind of back from the back to the top. And then you're going to take this loop that is here and take your tail and pull it through. You're just making like a little link there. Then what you're going to do is just tie some macrame square knots all along here. And you're going to use your 20-inch strand for that. This one here. And to do that, you'll take your strand, put it underneath. And then what you do is take one side. You can start on either side. It doesn't matter. I'll start on this side. I'm going to take it and put it over and leave a little open section here. So you put it over the middle part, and then you're going to take the other side and put this over, and you're going to pick this up and put your tail into this section here and pull it tight like this. So basically you're just tying a little knot over these 2 strands here. And then you just push it all the way up. And so it looks like this, just like a little knot there. Then you'll want to do it back and forth, so you'll do the opposite side. So since I did this side last time, I'm going to do this side this time. I'm going to take this one over, and then put it under and put it in this little quadrant here. And then you just tie it tight like this. And push up. So it looks like that. And then it'll look like this as you get going. And then if you forget which side you are on, you can kind of look at your work and see which one of these has the little loop going vertical, and that's this side. So that's the side you want to start with, the one that has the little vertical loop over here. That's how I remember it. So you take your cord, put it over, and then put this one over that one, and then we're going to put it under and pull it through here. So you want to do this until you have about 2 inches of macrame knots. That makes a pretty good size, and then that way you can still have a little bit of extra here, because we're going to make that little knot that we made on here, and it'll be a little sliding knot, so you can make it tighter or looser. So let's keep going with that. Now I have the opposite side done, so I'm going to show you how to tuck these in. What I do is use a really tiny crochet hook, but if you don't have one of those, you can use a needle to thread it through, or whatever works for you. But I just go underneath here. See if I can zoom in here. You go underneath the back and go under like 2 or 3 loops, and then just kind of tuck these threads under. So let me take this one first since it's a little bit shorter. So I'm just pulling these under the other ones. I'm going to do the same for this little guy. And then I'll just need to cut them. Right here. And if you want to make it a little extra secure, you can dab a little glue on there. You can use super glue or the E6000 or Beacon 527 glue. All those work pretty well. So now you want to make your slider knot, and that we're going to do with our 10-inch strand. And the way to do this easier is to you want to take these and just kind of loop them over like this, and then just tie it with one of your little things you just cut. You have like a little scrap here. You can just tie just a loose little tie over it, just so they stay together. So I'm just tying it right here. And so now you're going to have 4 strands right here. See those? And then you're going to take your one strand of 10 inches and you're just going to do the same thing you were doing with your square knots. So you go over with one and leave that loop there, over with the other, and then you're going to take this strand and pull it up under that and up through here. I feel like that's a good size for my sliding knot, so I'm just going to stop it right there. So I'm going to take this little knot, just the one I tied just to keep it together, and then I'm going to pull these, make sure it slides pretty easily. Looks pretty good. This metallic thread probably won't slide as good as just a regular cotton cord, but it does still slide, so I think it'll be just fine. And then we're just going to tuck these under like we did with the other ones. Then what you want to do is just make sure it fits on over your wrist, over your hand. So that fits pretty good. Then you want to tie 2 knots. You want to make sure this is even too. That looks good to me. You're going to tie a knot on this end and on this end. Just a regular knot. Then you can cut those 2. Cut it here and here. And then you can put a little dab of glue on both of these knots also. And there you have this bracelet. Our last bracelet is also a slider bracelet, and it just has a knot here where you can slide it open just like this and then slide it back to make it tighter. And it also has a lobster clasp here, so if you find the length you like it, you can just keep that slider right there and then just use the lobster clasp to take it on and off. And for this one I use sort of a cotton like ribbon type cord, but you could also use leather or suede or anything anything kind of cord that will loop through here would work just fine for this one. Cut about a 20-inch strand. I'm just going to kind of estimate from here. That's probably a little bit more that'll work. And then you want to fold it in half. And then you're going to take the half part of it and go from underneath and go up through one of the loops. And then you're just going to link it through. Pull this part through. Then what you want to do is take your wrist and see about how big you're going to want it. So probably about here. Then you're going to fold it over. And what I like to do is see how long this is. That's how long I want it. I want to tie my knot right about here because that'll make it long enough to get on, but not too long where if I tighten it, it's going to be too loose. So I'm going to try and tie that knot right about here. You just kind of loop this around a few times. And then you're going to take it from the bottom part and slide it up through here. And then tighten like that. And that'll make a little slider right here, so it kind of slides easy. Then what you're going to do is take your jump ring and your lobster clasp and then open that up. Put your jump ring on here and then your lobster clasp on here. And then just close it up. And then you can cut this cord here. And you may want to put a little bit of glue on here. Just make sure you don't get it onto the part that slides. You just want to tap it right onto the knot, so that way it doesn't come unraveled. And then you have another bracelet where you just put it on. You can clip it on with your lobster clasp right here. And you can also adjust it with this slider, just like that. So out of the 10 bracelets, which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you made it this far, make sure you click that like button and subscribe if you want to see more jewelry making and crochet videos. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!